Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Pride. Tonight is myself and Chris Cruz doing the damn thing. But how's everybody doing today? How you doing, Chris?
Good. Been busy with all these lives and all this information dropping everywhere.
Yeah, I've been busy too. I've been driving. As you know, I told you earlier, I drove to Destin, Florida for a weekend getaway, me and a wife. No kid. So, we just going to hang out in Destin, Florida for the weekend. So what I missed today, man? I missed 6 hours of info.
Wow. So early in the day, Brian put out a notice that he was going to sell his share of Seifu. And he did a couple sells, and then he came on live on Daniel's live, and we talked about it for a little bit. And he gave his point of view and everything like that. Just felt like it was good for the community that he didn't hold so much and everything like that. And then we didn't see any more buys after that. We talked for a little bit. We talked about other things too, and people asked questions and everything. He was available for us all and everything. And then the price started coming down. A lot of people jumped in and bought. And then I remember hearing something. I didn't see it, couldn't confirm it, but I remember that somebody was talking about how he put out a notice saying that he's listening to the community and he's not going to do anything right now. So then the chart started looking better. People were buying and stuff, so they had that. And then later in the afternoon, I went on in Fowler's place because Fowler wasn't feeling good. So we didn't talk much about gods of gaming and everything like that.
Right.
And so we had Sky High come on, and
did you? Oh,
yeah, he was a little upset about the things that had happened and stuff, and we talked a little bit, and then we had Rock came on, and then we were just talking a few things here and there, and while we were talking, we had some we were notified that that Nick put something in the Discord about the Vulcan blockchain and Gamma. And we were like, hey, it's live, it's up there. They got a few things to work out, and the Faucet, and we asked him to come on, so he came on. He demonstrated a bunch of that, and we talked to him for a while. A lot of people had questions, and he answered all of them. He was super informative. And then Daniel asked him about other things, like what he was doing for the weekend and everything. And then he went and showed us all this stuff about nifty NFTs and stuff like that, and he was real informative, and it was real fun. It was a real good interaction with Nick. I would highly recommend people watch that. He informed us on Vulcan and everything like that, and then we got to see another side of him on other projects that he works on and stuff. So it was real great. I mean, it was awesome. Cool. So that's just the gist of it. Do you know about the fact that the refunds are going to start like at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Eastern? They're going to run for 12 hours and stuff and all that. So that's coming. And then a tentative date for next Friday, June 2nd, but that's not a positive one. He was just
right. You know how much stuff changes. Yeah.
Right. He's just putting it out there, letting people know about it and stuff like that. That was about the gist of it. So that's pretty much what was going on today. And a lot of conversations, a lot of chats back and forth, a lot of people tuning in, getting updates on what's going on. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, the crazy part is, I do my daily news like 6 o'clock in the morning, right? Mm-hmm. So I did my thumbnail, and I put, a quote from Sky High. It says, I think everybody's greedy, Sky High. Yeah. And then next thing I know, Sky High's the talk of the town.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's kind of perfect.
He was just frustrated by it and stuff like that. And I hope that we gave him the opportunity to talk. And I hope he's able to, he's okay with with what he had to say and everything like that. Hopefully he still remains a part of the community, and hopefully everything works out for the best for him. I think I don't want anybody to leave the community, and if they do, I want them to leave in a position where they're like, okay, I'm done. That's that kind of thing. Not mad, but hopefully he's okay and everything works out well. And look at Oliver. Oliver.
How you feeling, buddy?
Good. I'm doing great, man. How are you guys doing?
Good. I'm down here. I'm in Destin, Florida.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, Pride's in my stomping grounds. Well, no, part of the year, not now.
Yeah, he's not too far from me.
That's awesome.
And Chris, when do you come down? You come down what, like 3 months out of the year, you said?
Yeah, down. It's usually summertime-ish, whatever. But the last couple of years haven't been. Well, not the last couple of years, but a few. I haven't gone as much as I usually go. But my next trip is going to be to Alaska. So.
Oh wow, nice.
Cool. That's interesting that you come to Florida in the summer. Usually, people come down here in the winter.
Well, it works out that my family. There are birthdays for little ones in my family that pull me in that direction for a while, and I stay for a while. So
I got you.
Let's see. We'll see. We got Biz Entertainment here. What's up, Biz?
What's up, Biz?
Jason Hayes. What's up, everybody? Brett Nash. Hey, all. Aris waiting for the real dip from other. J Legend Chris is everywhere. I love him. That's LFG. That's right, Chris. You've been busy today, buddy.
Trying to help out where I can. Kelly
Productions. Pride, how much SEO practice run were you able to get yesterday? 0. Your Matt Pride knows dance moves. Love the shorts. Huey Freeman. Let's go. What was I say? Oh yeah, Sky High. I talked about that already. What's going on, Alva? I tried it. What's up with the 1 token and 2 token, buddy?
Yeah, man, it's going good. It's popping off right now. We had a pretty good launch last night. Yeah. We had like for 2 token.
I was watching the live in Discord.
Yeah, I saw you in there. Yeah. We just had like some minor technical difficulties that set us back about 10 minutes, but otherwise everything went pretty smoothly. And there's a lot of people that are still learning about it, and it's like it's cool because there's people that are telling me that it's like teaching them about arbitrage, because honestly it's teaching me about arbitrage too, because people are trading between 1 and 2 and back and forth and stuff, and it's creating a ton of volume. Like we have more volume right now in 1 and 2 token than we've like in the past 6 hours. I think 2 token did like 30,000 volume, and that was what we were doing in 3 days with 1 token for a little while there. Wow. So it's just crazy how much volume we're getting now. It's pretty cool. And it's just back and forth trading between 1 and 2.
What's the price sitting at now?
So 1 token actually took a pretty hard hit last night.
Yeah,
it went from like $1.10 down to like 38 cents. And now it's sitting at about, I think it was like almost 60 cents last I checked.
Oh, wow.
So it's still down quite a bit. And 2 token was at $1. Last I checked, I think it was like $1.90. So it's about 3.5 times more than 1 token. So that's where people are kind of using the arbitrage. Like if you buy into 2 when it's down, and then like it doubles in value, you can trade back to 1, and now you have 2 times as many 1 as you invested. So people have been doing that a lot.
Crypto man, I got 0.2 ESCO at 16,000. That was worth 3,000. Nice. I know.
That was something that was crazy. And it was something that Lucky actually had told me about ESCO heading into it, and I didn't understand what he was saying, but he knew what he was talking about. He was saying someone with 500 Seifu has just as much opportunity as someone with like 100,000 Seifu of getting some ESCO.
Lady Bex, I don't know if you guys know, Lady Bex guy, she only had 1,000 Seifu, and she got 10 ESCO.
Wow. I know Lucky Charms, he got the same amount of ESCO as JMass, and we know JMass put in like 100,000 Seifu. Lucky only used 500 Seifu. So it's just crazy.
How much did he end up getting?
I think he got like 4. JMass only got like 4 ESCO for 100,000.
He spent 100,000 and he got 4 ESCO.
Yeah. So it must have bumped up in price at one point, I guess.
Missy Twitch says, good evening.
Hey, Missy Twitch.
Waking off. Kelly Productions, I got my B&B ready. My mouse is acting. Marshall says, love and light to my Vulcan family. Love these Friday nights. Good evening. Yeah, man. So you got no. Go ahead. Sorry.
We have to thank your wife.
Thank my wife?
Yeah, I mean, she's given up her time with.
Oh yeah.
With you when you get to your spot.
She's right there hanging out.
There she is. Archie girl, there she is.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been married now?
15 years. Right.
Oh wow.
You better be right, man, because she'll be coming over there and knocking you.
I always say more than what it is. So
put him on the spot, Oliver.
My bad.
Man. Maybe it's 14. I always say one extra. No, it's not over 15. So. See.
I'm newly married, so I'm still learning all this stuff.
Okay. Great. Dina says, "What the f? I spent 840 safe and got 2.5 esco. Wow. It had 2 failed transactions first. Nice.
You must have been pretty happy.
Noah spent 10K and got 38. Wow,
jeez. Wow. I know I had people messaging me last night, and one guy, he was like, "Man, I just paid off my house," because he had gotten like 27 esco, and I was like, "That's freaking awesome."
I know I know a lot of people just like happy.
Yeah.
And then they get the news that nope. All gone.
Yeah. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah. Then she says, he says, PCS effed up my trades, couldn't get any esco. Glad for the relaunch. See, so then you got some people that are happy about the relaunch.
yeah.
Noah had over 6,000 safeful. Hui, Miss Pride is the real boss of the house. Okay. G Costa, hello guys from Portugal. That's another normal day at work. Kelly Production, if he only got 4, he must have ran into a ton of transaction errors. Then his buy finally went through. That route issue was an issue with PCS2, not just Bog. Yeah, I tried to buy it on Bog, and everybody knows as well. So it didn't go well at all because you couldn't buy through Bog.
You're breaking up.
I was breaking up?
Yeah.
A little bit.
No, you're totally fine.
Hotel Wi-Fi. I said, yeah, I tried to use Bog, but as everybody knows, Bog did not work at all.
Yeah, I used Bog and didn't get anything.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people were setting their slippage so high. That's probably why Lucky was saying that, like, you know, a person with a low amount would have the same opportunity as a person with a high amount. Because if you're setting your slippage to, like, you know, some crazy amount, which I guess you can only set it to 49% unless you know some special trick.
Yeah. Noah says, when it started getting past 15,000 per SGO, I knew something was up.
Yeah.
Then Cryptoman said, was it really Pancake's fault? It was planned to see how it be. $3.40 per 2 token, really good.
It's actually 3.41 token. So if for some reason we're not getting the dollar amount of 2 token, but he was right about the number. I don't know. We're trying to get CK to fix that, but he said all he can pull up right now with the bot is the number of 1 tokens it's worth. Yeah.
J-Mass got to be happy to get that 100K safe food back though.
Yeah.
So what else is going on, guys? Anything else interesting? Jonnyblockchain is supposed to be coming on to give us an up on the blockchain, the journey on the Jonnyblockchain, but I guess maybe he got the link too late to pop on. So he's
going to be on Vulcan, right?
Yes.
Well, he had an internet issue earlier. I do know that. I saw in the comments when we were live that he was talking about it, maybe coming on or whatever, and it said that he was having internet issues at that time, but he may have fixed it by now. I don't know.
Yeah, he's still in China, so he at the hotel still. Same thing like us. So Oliver just got married, man. How long you been married?
We got married in mid-December. So how many months would that be? Like 5?
6 months. Yeah,
it's almost 6 months. Yeah, it would have been 6 months, I guess, the 17th of this month. So
what's next for One? You got any other new plans? I know you got a lot of partnerships coming up.
Yeah, we've got a ton of stuff. We've got a partnership with Prisma. So as soon as they launch, we actually own a considerable amount of Prisma. So that'll be a passive revenue source for us. We've got the partnership with PTC, which is Prosperity Truth Coalition. We bought a nice amount of their tokens as well, which they're a passive income play as well. So we got a lot of passive revenue sources coming to one token. Two token, actually, with its 2% taxes, 1% of those taxes are coming to one token. So we're kind of working on building up these revenue sources to be able to, pay for things like marketing and eventually be able to bulk up one token's liquidity and do, buyback and burns and stuff like that. So we're kind of just setting stuff up for the future. I know as far as projects, we have a couple NFT projects that we're working on. One of them is actually with Prisma, and another one is just an idea that Lucky had, and he's been testing it out, and it's been working great. So that one we're going to do at some point. It's going to be a passive income NFT as well. So
more NFTs. Yeah. So technically, you could just buy. You have to have the one token or the two token to purchase the NFT.
We're thinking about that. We're thinking maybe of making it. You need to pay for it with two token to give two token a little bit of utility. We're thinking about that, yeah. Okay. So,
and then you also have a. What else do you have going on? Just came to my mind. I can't think of it now.
We have.
The burns. How's the burns going?
Oh yeah. There's. With the volume that we've been getting since.
No, the only burns. Talk about the only.
Oh, only burns.
Only burns.
Yeah.
How's that going? Yeah. Still in first place.
Yeah, we're still in first place. Actually, the founder of Only Burns, Cyril, he's the one who developed two token. So he had to actually put his AMAs on the back burner for Only Burns to work with us on two token and whatnot and launching it successfully. Now that he's done helping us, he's going to go back to promoting Only Burns, get the volume up for that. And once Only Burns gets up to like a $25,000 pot, that's gonna start the Only Burns burn war like automatically, and then it'll be everybody competing for that $25,000 of prizes. Which first prize will be $15,000 buyback and burn for your token. So,
but when does it end?
So it just depends on whenever they raise that money. Right now, I think they've raised like 6,000 of the 25,000. So
okay.
It'll probably be a little while before the burn war starts, and then once the burn war starts, it's 2 weeks.
Okay.
So, we're in first place though for now.
All right, we got Whale Miner. How can you guys trust BL with all his I'm holding, I'm selling, I'm holding, I'm selling safe food? Yeah, man, we living in crazy times. That's what I'm saying.
A lot of discussion about that going on.
That's why you guys got to. We know how much safe food he has. We know.
Yeah.
Everybody should know. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Brian is a showman, and he likes to get people worked up, and it's part of his marketing. Like he knows how to draw an enormous amount of attention and get people talking about him and his project, and it pisses people off a lot of the time, but it's effective, and he's damn good at it. And look at everybody has been talking about. Just a couple of messages that he put out in Discord this morning, and it has everybody talking. The guy is a master at it. Like, you want to see a master at work? Watch Brian, mess with the community, But it's really good marketing, Unfortunately, it does make people panic and it stresses people out, and that's unfortunate. But it's like, if you kind of come to understand that it's part of this game that we're playing. Right. I personally don't. That's not my style to do that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I can recognize that it is pretty darn good marketing.
Yeah, That's what I don't agree. I don't see how people can complain about what somebody else does with their investment. That's my whole big thing. If he wants to sell all of it, he should be able to sell all of it without no repercussions. That's the only thing I don't understand about DeFi. Somebody gets pissed off because I sell something. That's your problem. That's not my problem. Everybody, that's what he invested. That's the risk he took to invest in his, with his money. So he should be able to sell whatever hell he wants to sell. That's how I see it.
I agree. I think people were, I think people were mad about the timing of it because a lot of people's funds are locked up in Seifu Go right now. And so they can't really do anything about it if he, dumps the price on them. Yeah. Right. But the thing about Seifu is with Brian at the helm, that price always comes back up. So, it'll scare you in the short term, but man, it always comes back up. So, you gotta have steel nerves.
I can't understand everybody else being able to sell and he's selling. So that's not right.
Yeah. The other thing is, I heard so many people saying that they were going to bring their profits to 1 and 2 token. And, so we would have gotten a hell of a good pump from that if that launch had worked out. There were multiple people telling me they would have bought like 20,000 worth of 1 token. So,
yeah, but that's when the relaunch happens,
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably going to stick to that game plan. I mean,
yeah,
it's a game plan. That's why I always try to tell people, you gotta plan for it. If it's not something you want to be a part of it, just stay away. You have any kind of feeling, but if the relaunch goes the way it was, those same people are like, why won't I put it in the 1?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
That's why Fowler had to push back. The games of gaming, the gods of gaming in NFT. Take that money from Esco and buy those NFTs. So now that had to be pushed back to, I guess, the launch of SafeFu Go.
Yeah. 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 And I mean, when SafeFu Go comes out, all those partnerships that are going to be happening is going to be creating like just incredible arbitrage opportunities. Like, I'm seeing like the amount of arbitrage that's occurring just between 1 and 2. There's going to be, how many different pairs, like at the end, 500 different pairs with Esco. That's going to be crazy, the amount of volume it's going to be creating. I mean, like Brian is not kidding when he's saying billions and billions of volume daily. And, and 1 token will be part of that. So we'll get to benefit from it. It's going to be amazing.
Yep.
We got PCOS. I tried 3 PCS, PooCoin, Bog, and I couldn't make a single transaction. I could only spend fees. Wow. Slumdog Millionaire, PooCoin worked flawlessly for me. The shit part was the announcement of the contract address and the damn time it took me to put the contract address into the exchange. Yeah. Biz says Crypto Prime keeping an eye out for Jeremy. It's 17 a.m. for him. Okay. Huey, SGO potential is insane though. Potential millionaires, quick times will definitely get some on relaunch.
Yeah, how do you think the relaunch is like? Do you think it's gonna? I mean, it's gonna be different. Like this one was like a free for all. The next one, there's gonna be limits, I guess, limit buys.
Yeah, but like people says, like a lot of people saying that you can create multiple wallets. So I think it pretty much be the same.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he's going to have. Some limits. He's going to have the contractor has to be out there.
Yeah,
there'll be a countdown timer, all that stuff.
I think
if he sticks with that, I think it'll be reasonable. If you have multiple wallets, you're still going to be. You might want to try to be ambidextrous or get somebody to help you, but
what I also think like the maximum amount per wallet is like 10,000, isn't it?
I don't think that he has said that an exact amount, but we're talking. It was mostly people in chats that were giving us an idea. I think Daniel and I kind of agreed that 100 a wallet would be good, but then it was like we had other ideas, as to what a wallet would be and everything. But then it was like, okay, we're not sure, So we were like, Brian did say that he's going to have to go back, look at it and all that kind of stuff. But his main focus right now was the refunds. So, I mean, which is rightly so. I mean, we just, okay, he's got to think about it. He's got to come up with a game plan, but he's really just focusing on the refunds for right now.
Has he given a timeline on that, on the refunds?
The timeline on the refunds are that they're going to start at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight and run for about 12 hours.
Wow.
So,
that's quick.
And that time frame. And one of the things that he had said that it might have been able to be sooner or whatever, but Nacho was on a plane coming back to the United States. And it was like a 12-hour flight, I guess. I forget what it was, but what he was saying was he's up there now. He's got to get settled and everything like that, and that's what their plan was. So, but I mean, he's working on it, and I agree. I want the relaunch to happen, but at the same time, I'd prefer just get the refunds done as soon as possible, and then hopefully you can work through the mechanics of what the limits would be and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And what's how long does the limit buy time last? Has he said that yet?
No, I don't think that he said. I can't remember him saying anything, but I don't know if he had said like the 12-hour for SafeFu. when we're talking about the 5K for wallet, are you talking the Seifu side, or are you talking? You're not talking the Seifu Go, right?
I think I had just heard Daniel say that in one of his lives, and he was probably just guessing what the amount was going to be.
Seifu wise, I'm not sure, but we were.
Okay.
But what we had talked about at that time was the max 100 Seifu Go. So whatever was that you get the max wallet 100. But at the same time, we all were thinking, we had all these ideas, but none of them were legit. None of them were anybody. Brian didn't even say an amount, so we don't even have an indication as to what he's thinking.
And the first opening buys are still going to be only with Seifu, I imagine.
Yes, that he did say that. He did say that when we were talking.
Yeah.
Kelly Production says, any of those other tokens you partner with looking to utilize the rebates and benefits of Vulcan, aka trying to get listed? What's he talking about? Looking to utilize the rebates and benefits of Vulcan, aka trying to get listed. I don't know if he's talking to somebody else or not. Sure. Huey Freeman, despite the negative sentiment in Discord, once SGO relaunches and does what it's supposed to do, it's going to be mind-blowing.
Yep.
Huey says, B Legend shouldn't hold any tokens, in my opinion. It's a conflict of interest. That's what he was saying earlier on a live. That's why he was selling.
My thinking is, how does a developer get paid then? If they're not holding their own tokens. I mean, I guess they can give themselves a salary once the out of the taxes or something, but I don't know.
Who's that, Compton? I'm assuming.
What's up?
Hey, Compton, how you doing, buddy?
What's up?
Pretty good, yourself?
Good. Investment is not a game. Shane says, don't have to trust BL, just need to understand what you're risking and have a plan. Yes, but most of all, pivot.
Yep.
Rich Hubman, good evening, gentlemen. Just getting off of work.
What's up, Rich?
Or Mr. Trish says, or trade off his behaviors. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Missy Twitch knows what's up.
Yeah.
Brian provides us with limitless opportunities to make money. I mean, as long as you can, not get too emotional about it, he just provides all kinds of opportunities.
Something says, if you show a token, push it to your followers, then sell on them, get ready to lose subs. Yeah.
I don't know if he did.
Huey says it's very spontaneous and sudden though.
Yeah.
G says they shouldn't put the address I with other words because it can't be isolated to copy.
Yeah, I agree. It should be its own separate line.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's on that launch, but the one coming up. I mean, we've been told, and like I said, there's nothing solid other than the fact that they're working on that time frame for the refunds. Everything else is pretty much up in the air. We don't have any kind of indication to anything. But from what we understand, we'll know well in advance, and we'll have the contract address, and then there'll be a countdown to the time that they do. So that's the basics, and that's what Brian was saying.
Yeah, Richard Hubbard says, okay.
Sorry, I was go ahead and read it. I was going to reply to him.
If I don't get at least 14 SGO like I did the first time, I will be highly upset.
That's definitely understandable, because I mean, you want to, you'll feel like you've lost something if you only get 9 ESCO the next time, or only 3 ESCO. But the thing is, imagine every dollar that you make in profit is a dollar you didn't have before, and it's also a dollar you didn't lose. And in crypto, my God, we lose so much. My sister last night actually bought 2 token at its height, when it was almost at its height at $5. And right now it's sitting at about $1.50, and she's kicking herself about it, because she has 500 less 1 tokens as a result. And I'm trying to explain to her big picture thinking. I'm listen, because you invested in 1 token early, you are up 1,000%. Just because you lost a couple $100 here, it's not, you're still enormously in profit. And it's sometimes you gotta step back a little bit, because I know me this far in my crypto journey, I'm down a lot. But eventually I'm gonna make it back and then some, and whatever I make in profit, that's money I didn't have before.
Huey says at least 5K a wallet max should suffice. I wish you gave the option of like, if you got like under 10 ESCO tokens, you should be able to keep them. I wish you gave that option. And a good thing to do.
You know what? Maybe he'll do something like that. You know, he has a tendency to change his mind.
Yeah. Anybody that doesn't want that safe food back and you're happy with your ESCO, if it's 10 and under, you should be able to keep it. That would be nice if you did something like that. Some does it. If it was just a contract address and an easy copy and paste in the announcement, I would have had that in exchange in seconds and not a minute and a half. Yeah.
Didn't he say he's going to give the contract ahead of time this time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be good. People will be, all set.
Limit time, I think it's 15 minutes.
Cool.
I think 100 SGO for 15 minutes would be ideal.
Imagine getting that many. Goodness.
Shane says, I think the max 100 SGO per wallet for the first couple minutes would be good. No official info has been released yet on SGO relaunch. Main priority is the refund. Either way, Huey, I've been doing my homework, but I'm not always on Discord watching his behavior, so I can't make decisions, trades as early as possible. He said I was talking to Olive. He just explained the tokens he partnered with. It's just my comment. Oh, it was right after that.
Yeah. Is Kelly a girl? I'm guessing that is.
No, it's a
guy.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I mean, every project that I know of is trying to get on Vulcan. Prisma is, and PTC. Actually, PTC. I haven't asked them if they're trying to. I'll have to ask them. Yeah.
Mount Delight says, hi guys. Robs S says, I'm a supporter since 12 days before Safe for launch. And I have to say, if CZ, Vitalik, or Hawkinson acted like Brown Legend, been acting lately, they would not be where they are at. Millions at stake. This is not a game. Gia Legend, greetings, brother. What we saw in, I guess, DP's live today with Nick is truly amazing and hope-filled. Eliz, French for go, go, go.
Yeah, I highly recommend people going back to that live and getting up to the Nick part. It's really great stuff with the Vulcan blockchain, and then after that, really great stuff on other projects.
Hendrix, long time no see. Miss being on these Friday nights. Hopefully soon, guys. Keep it up. Love you all. How you doing, Hendrix? Let us know how you doing, buddy.
I know. Yeah, I'm interested to know how he's doing too.
If he likes, will we be rewarded? Maybe a draw. Could have a draw.
Is he talking about 50 likes on your video?
I don't know.
Oh, are they asking me?
If that's the case. At Oliver T, hey, I still have been trying to get a hold of that guy to try to arrange something with you and him, but it's been tough. It could also be because the scientists just announced.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Jacko. He just sent me a friend request too. Because when I was doing one of Fowler's lives, Fowler gave me the idea that I need to pitch one token to my Governor DeSantis here in Florida as like the anti-CBDC, token or crypto. Yeah. And because it's completely decentralized and, and it has like, it's got like the red, white, and blue in the logo, and it's, got the one, like number one. And he was like, man, you need to pitch this to DeSantis. And I was like, all right, I'm ready. Let's do it. And so Jacko was actually like, I actually know a restaurant owner who knows DeSantis's like the family, the DeSantis family. And he was like, I'm going to hook you up, man. And he's been working at it. I guess it's just taking longer than he thought, but Fowler had me worked up, like talking about that. So,
hey, what do you think? What do you think about the? I don't know if you heard or not, with Binance using the one token, the fake pump of volume. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, apparently Binance had a token, but it was the number one. Yeah. And they was trying to do fake volume because Pulse Chain came out and had more volume than Binance. So they created a token called One to pump their volume
That's
up.
Right. That's right.
Funny.
That's right.
I forgot you did.
About Pulse Chain.
I forgot you was about to right there, Compton. What you been up to, man? What's up with Pulse Chain?
What's up with Pulse? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yep.
What's up with Post-Chain, man? It's a hold for till next year. I mean, I'm in profits right now, but I'm gonna just keep up DCAing. So our goal is with my friends to get about 100 million Post-Chain and Post-X, and then I'm sure it's gonna do another run up, 1,000, and then 10,000. Then I'm retiring. Wow. That's it. Same thing that happened with Hex. Hex did a 10,000X. So, you know what I mean? So, and Post-Chain and Post-X, they're not gonna rug. So, Richard Hart products usually run the bull run. So, I keep telling y'all don't listen. Okay.
Huey says contract announcement had me panicking. Pasted the contract address and was waiting for the go, but it was already live. I didn't read the whole effing paragraph.
Yeah, I was disappointed in that there was just so much information in that the final one that I was like, man, just give us the contract address. Go whatever.
Kelly Productions, we need more bot proof. Contract address given early without any buy limit. Multiple buyers using multiple bots can even snipe the limits. Should add a gas limit too. Nacho can tweak it manually to confuse bots. Yeah, like I said, I don't think you can totally prevent bots at all. They're gonna find a way around it, you know.
You know one thing. I don't know. I think Brian hates NFTs, but one way we got around the bot issue with launching 2 token is you needed to have an NFT in your wallet to be able to buy during the whitelist period, and that prevented bots from getting in the first 10 minutes. So
yeah, maybe he create a whitelist. That's what he should do, and then open it up for everybody else.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Open up for the public.
Yeah. But what would be the limiting factor of that whitelist? Because I'm sure bots have tons of Seifu in their wallets, or, the bot wallets. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right about that too. I don't know. I guess there's no way around it, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Louis, that shit, star, your hard work can be rewarded soon times. Crypto Terry, the bad boys of crypto. Why is Pulse on hold until next year? I don't know, Compton. Why is Pulse on hold until next year? I guess he's not going to answer that.
He's on mute. You're on mute, bud.
Oh well. Gee, that launch was a botch with all the freaking paragraph and links. Yes. Biz Entertainment says everyone do remember SGO is private BL pet project. Vulcan is the main event with 3 other partners. Don't get it twisted. Brian Gamma and 104 notes NFT KYC mints.
Yeah, Biz is exactly right. I mean that, and you saw it with Nick coming on, and you should see the announcement from Plan B soon about Gamma and all that. I mean it's separate. It's completely separate. Don't get them mixed up.
What I have an idea. I just thought of something. I mean, would this be completely weird to whitelist everybody who has a node? Because that's quite a few, Seifu Vulcan investors right there.
Well, then you run into the fact that people, I mean, that's talking about changing a whole aspect of it. There's a lot of people that didn't, if they would have known that they had to get a node to be whitelisted, they would, maybe they would have put that in, or if they tried to get in there, they couldn't. But then you got a whole group of people that were like, wait a minute, I've gone through all this stuff. And how many people actually went through the first launch, got some, are getting geared up for the relaunch, but then now it's all, you can't get in there unless you have a node. It's like, it's too late to get a node, Yeah. Okay. But
maybe he should run it. Maybe he should have like a competition to be whitelisted.
Biz Entertainment put a comment in here. Once you get to it, it's an interesting idea.
Oh, the whitelist could be Discord creds in a wallet. Yeah.
Yeah, like go in and verify your wallet, and you're on the list of that wallet address, and you do your creds and that kind of thing.
Yeah. M. Shia says, "Where's Curtius? I don't know where Curtius is. He just went missing. So I don't know. Huey Freeman, Vulcan is the main goal. Any updates, announcements regarding Gamma being live at Biz? Vulcan launch soon. Crypto Terry, let's all regroup and reload and get ready for Seifu Go relaunch."
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
2 launch whitelist was delayed, but overall was a good launch.
Thank you, G. We did our best. Like the 2 token. The 2 token contract was written by Cyril, founder of Only Burns, and he did a terrific job with it. 1 token contract was written by some other developers, and for some reason the way the tax was written into the 1 token contract was not behaving right with the 2 token contract. So they had to do some last minute adjusting real quick to make it all work. But so that delayed us 10 minutes for the whitelist period, and it was just unfortunate because if you weren't in the Discord, you wouldn't have known it. Because I was in the Discord, doing a live in there, and I was also commenting in the main chat. But it's like not all of the investors were, are part of our Discord, and they got their news from like Twitter or whatever, so they didn't understand why the first 10 minutes after launch nothing was working. My sister was actually even one of those people. I was trying to tell her what was going on, and she just wasn't getting it. So she wasn't in the Discord though.
But you were available and all that, and you can't corral all the cats. You're doing the best you can. You're in Discord. You guys did a good job.
Thank you.
You're very proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because you actually was live. You were showing the screenshots and everything. I liked it.
Yeah, thank you.
Right,
transparent. Everything like that. It's kind of on them. Be responsible. Check out what you got. Join the Discords and get the socials and stuff. And I wouldn't be blaming the developers if they were talking and something launched and I wasn't. I didn't take the due diligence beforehand to see if they would be there and all that. And most of the time the chats everywhere, people are helping, and they could easily just say, hey, the developers and founders or whatever, they're in a live, go there and F them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know you can go live in Discord like y'all guys did. That's the first time I've ever seen that like that.
Yeah, I'm learning about it too, man.
Oh, I go live in my Discord, my personal Discord when I'm gaming.
Oh,
no,
cool.
I'm saying with the face and everything. Usually you just see the bots, but I've never seen it live.
No. You can. I can show I can show myself what I am right now, and I can show my face, and right next to me I can show my screen that I'm playing on.
That's cool.
I can show both of them.
It's cool. Yep.
Let's see what we got in here.
I play Waterwork. Oh, I'm sorry. This is your next comment.
When you drive a plane, drive with 4 pilot, not with 1 pilot. That's why I love walking blockchain.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Chris, what games do you play, Chris?
I play World of Warcraft, and I'm getting into Call of Duty. Oh
yeah, I need to play you. Robert says Private Dude can always trust on you, bringing the vibes. You guys rock. Even you, Chris, cruise control.
Robert. Thanks, Robert.
Yeah, I used to play when I was single. I guess I used to play Modern Warfare. I like that game.
Actually, Modern Warfare. I'm actually streaming after we're done here. About half an hour after we finished, I'll be going live on YouTube and Twitch, and in my Discord.
Oh wow!
I seen the game you posted called Unrecord. Man, that thing looked nice. Where can you play that?
It's not released yet, but that's why I was like, I thought it was a joke. I was like,
I was like, man, this look real as crap.
Yeah, the whole thing is based on like the body cam of like police officers and stuff like that, and it's like, I was like, is this real? They really shot that dude? I'm like, wait, no, this is a game, and I was amazed. I was shocked.
That's crazy. I'm still playing Warcraft 3 with my brother all the time. That game is 20 years old now.
Yeah, I actually started playing Warcraft. I was playing Warcraft, and then they came out with something called World of Warcraft, and I'm like, what is this? And then that's where my Bitcoin days come in, because I played World of Warcraft. They paid me Bitcoin to like run raids.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've heard that story. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's a crazy story. But honestly, it's even crazier because I remembered recently, back then, they were doing like 25 Bitcoin, like a dungeon. It was like, really? You can make like 100, 500 Bitcoin a week.
Wow. That's crazy.
I was like, I'll pass.
I'll pass.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Jamie says, love me some Call of Duty. I used to play Call of Duty all the time. I like the fact that you can talk while you playing it. That's like the first time I was introduced to talking while playing the game.
What are we talking about?
Interrupted.
Yeah. You know how me and my brother talk while we're playing Warcraft 3 is because he's in the same room as me.
Well, that's what I mean. Back in the day, we used to be on Vent, and that's when you had to actually type in the server number and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then you got in there, and you could talk, but it would be like in the middle. If you talk too loud, it would cut you out, and it'd be like in the middle of a pivotal point, and someone would be like, So
yeah, you get emotional.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I didn't hear what you said. You told me to what?
That's funny.
Louis says I gotta upgrade my PC after I get that 10 SGO. Yeah, I gotta get a PC. I gotta get it. You gotta have a special PC to play that Modern Warfare.
Oh, Vent. Yeah. Yeah, so that's back in the day, man. And that turned into. You remember Justin TV? You remember that? That was like it was like state of the art Justin TV, and then I think they were bought out by Twitch or whatever, or one of them.
The Gypsy says, "Congrats on a smooth, successful launch, Oliver. Everyone should do launch like that, so transparent."
Thank you, Gypsy. Appreciate that.
Slumdog says, "I play a lot of survival type games. I like the challenge to craft and survive."
Yeah, that's awesome. I agree with you.
Cool. Me and my brother were actually going to do a YouTube channel and call it Brocraft. And it was just going to be me and him playing Warcraft 3 because we're just the banter between us is like, it's pretty crazy. So, even though it's a 20-year-old game, I was like, I wonder what kind of, it would attract people that are my age, I guess, because the nostalgia of it. But it didn't come together because like I was hearing an echo whenever we were recording it and I couldn't figure out how to fix that. So
yeah.
I had a logo made and everything.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. I just turn it on and I go play the game, and every once in a while I forget that I'm streaming.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, Chris, when you play Modern Warfare, you use you have to have a certain joystick, or you use a keyboard or mouse?
I use a keyboard.
Keyboard, really?
Yeah.
With a mouse, though?
Yeah, with a mouse.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I have my Discord set up, so that I'm on stage, and then like if anybody comes in, they put their hand up, they can come on the stage and talk to me, but the screen is me and the game, but they talk. They don't actually show up on the stream, but you can hear them talking to me back and forth, and buddies that I play with and stuff like that. And they do the same thing on their side, so
that's cool.
Yeah,
you got to send me a link to Discord. I like to watch that.
Oh, I figured I've had it and everything like that. I just never. Some people ask me about it, and then some people have joined it, but it's private. I mean, I figured people wouldn't care. They're like, I ain't got time to go over there and check out that dude's Discord.
You'd be surprised. People would love to watch your game.
That's the whole purpose of Twitch, right? People watch.
Well, I do YouTube, Twitch, and then I'm in my Discord. And then with the Discord, it's always meant that buddies would stop by, raise their hand, they talk, and we talk about stuff, and then move on, that kind of thing. And I didn't have to like stop the stream or bring them on StreamYard or YouTube or anything. So it was like just talk and leave.
Something says keyboard and mouse is accurate. Put a PC gamer against a controller gamer at all.
I agree. I've always done keyboard and mouse.
This says ain't nothing in D. Roll of the 12-sided dice.
Yeah, I'm back from those days where we had the books and we had the dice, and we had the open up the book and roll the dice and everything like that. That was awesome.
I never played D&D, but I played a lot of Hero Quest.
Oh yeah.
A lot.
Wow. You're aging yourself.
There's a crazy comment from Stuttering Johnny. Can't read that one.
I'm telling you, man. What the?
I gotta look up the comments. See what's going on here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Stuttering John is either drunk or needs to go.
Yeah. Oh man. Mark says for the SGO, why not do it like Vulcan blockchain sacrifice thing, so we don't have to rush?
That's quite interesting little suggestion there.
That's a good idea too. Yeah.
Yeah, but would it pump as much if people? I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't
I guess no. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess once that arbitrage starts kicking in, I mean, there's no limit to how high it'll go. And if the supply gets down to 5,000, once a year or twice a year, however often it does it. So yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely crazy night. I would say. I mean, I can't imagine like the guy that had like, was it 50, how much did he have? 33% of supply. Oh, he probably was just like going crazy. Like, I can't sell. I want to be a millionaire.
I know.
He has to be pissed right about now.
Yeah.
Crazy. I guess Jeremy's not showing up, so I don't know what's going on. So, Chris, can you fill us in like since I didn't see like the Nick Caliani part, can you fill us in with, oh yeah, it's Jeremy right there.
Wow. He was awesome. He was great.
Good morning, Jeremy. Just waking up, man.
Hello.
The internet where I am is absolutely appalling. So I don't know, maybe the hotel's filling up. So I've not been that lucky. I tried to get onto Daniel's show last night with Chris, and that went boss-eyed as well. And then this morning, I've just been in different locations around the hotel. The hotel's packed with people at the moment. So I think that's where it's all gone boss-eyed for me, but hopefully I'm going back home soon. I've had enough of China for 2 months, and I'm going to back home, reevaluate myself, and then I think we might be coming to the States for a couple of months. So hopefully,
nice.
That could be on the cards. We don't know. We'll see. But
what part of the
good
States?
evening, guys.
Good evening.
So give us the update, man. Give us the update. I know you want to give us the update.
I can't give you the update at the moment because I've got to let this weekend pass. I've got to let this weekend pass.
Oh, that's an actual update.
Yeah, that's an update.
Before I let anything out the bag, I don't want to do what some people do, and they give I've done it myself, give an exact time when things are going to happen. And,
we know that.
Then it comes and bites you on the bum.
Very mature, very mature.
But you know what, Jeremy, I see the glass as half full. So I think it's an update in itself, and I am very bullish.
I see smiling, so it has to be good.
I would say the glass is just about to have the straw put in it.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Better.
Awesome. So what have I missed, guys? What have I missed this evening?
Nothing much. We've just been, just nothing going on. It's been boring the last couple of days. we have been. It's been ups and downs. Seifu Go launch.
This just shows you that with crypto, you're launching when you're treading on new grounds. It doesn't go according to plan as much as you'd like to think it's going to go according to plan, but it doesn't. And, I just want to put out something, is that if I don't want to share my screen, but I'm going to make a video to put everybody that says that the wallet, the contract address was released before we all knew about it. Well, that's obvious, because the contract has to be made before it's, a liquidity can be added. Now, if you're like me and you have front-end bot software, you can get that contract the moment it's deployed. Wow. Now, what you can then tell your robot to do is to look for liquidity, and it will keep checking for liquidity. Now, the thing is, that can get timed out and pinged. It can get false things come back. Now, if you go and look at the blockchain and you click on the very last transaction, you'll see what time the liquidity was added. And you'll also see that 40 minutes later, 38 minutes and so many seconds later, the first buy came in. And if you look at the contract, you'll see that the very first one says it's a buy, which means they bypassed Pancake Swap completely. They used a smart contract to do the buy. If you look at all the other transactions, they'll have a completely different word there. Yeah. Then you'll see that they went through they went through Pancake Swap. That is the normal people like you and I. Also, what you'll see is that buy was done on V3. Okay. Now Brian says that Pancake were routing everything through V3, and it should have gone on V2. Well, if you go and look at some of the buys, some of them went through on V2. Now, what Pancake Swap do with V3 and V2, I'll just tell you what the difference is. V3 was bought out to lower gas fees so that you wouldn't have to pay higher slippages to get a transaction through. Now, when you're interacting with a contract where lots of people are all trying exactly the same time to get through, you need V2, because you need to be able to set higher slippage that is true slippage. Because if you're on P3, you could set the slippage high, but it'll always try and give you the lowest slippage, and you can always get front-ended by somebody else. So that's why it always goes through V3, and then it goes back to V2 to make the sale. And you'll have a look, if you look through the contract, you can see some of the transactions were done on V2 and some of them were done on V3. And that's not really a fault of Pancake or the smart contract. That's just how the system works. You know, Pancake, if you're using Pancake, they're going to try and force you through their V3. Now, if you go to Pancake Swap and you go to swap, you can see there that it will say, I think on the top menu there, it says that there's a limit order, and that's sitting on V2. If you see, I'm just going to drag my own screen up, but I won't share the screen because it will probably kick it out.
Yeah, don't do that. It happened the other day. It kept getting booted. Yeah.
So when you go to Pancake, if you click on trade and you go to swap, that will bring you to the screen. And if you look at the top, you'll have swap, liquidity, perpetual, bridge, limited V2. So you see Pancake still use limited V2, but they're not for their swap. On their swap, you're automatically on V3. Now, if you go on the cog that's above where you do the swapping there's a little cog, and you click on that, and you can click on expert mode. And when you see expert mode, you can apply below. It says open the box. I think it says, and you can go to customize routing. You can switch off V3. So it'll only go through V2. And if your smart contract wants to work with V2, which is what their smart contract, and if you go at the top of the smart contract and you look at the code, it clearly says V2. It clearly says that. So if you want to interact with that contract fast, you want to be on V2. Now, when I did my trade, so if you click on that cog there and go to smart, there you go. If you go to expert mode, go to expert mode.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it. Click you understand, and then click turn on.
Expert.
Yep. Yes, please. Yeah. Keep the. You may have to click it again. It's not.
There you go. Okay.
Yep, my screen's delayed. Right. So if you click at the bottom, it says custom routing.
Custom.
That's it. Or routing, as you guys say.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a bit delayed. It's not come on my screen yet. Yeah, you see, it's got V3 and V2. So you can switch off V3. You can switch that off. And so that when you do a trade, it'll only go through V2. So the sensible thing to do is to have the same wallet, or you could use a different wallet. A wallet you've got Safu on Chrome, and another wallet on Firefox. So you can sit with split window, and you can have a V2 open on one window, and on the other you can have V3. V3. You can have all the settings done, and then all you've got to do is set up when you get the contract address, approve the things before you get started, because Brian's going to give us the contract address approved, You know, he's going to give us it in time, approve it on Pancake, and then sit with a split window. So you can then click that button, 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 click that button. And that way is what I did. And I got in, I think I was the 4th buy.
Wow.
Okay. So there you go. So
Jonnyblockchain dropping gems on crypto prize live stream, y'all. Get a like. That deserves a like.
Well, if you guys, what you also should be doing, you should be using the link in the description to join Jonnyblockchain for free, because when I do put the straw in the cup next week, you're going to want to make sure that you've got your free account. Now, I've got, just to let you know, just for some people,
the link in the description. Link in the description.
Yeah, link in the description is that you know, I've been in programming since 2004. I'm not a programmer, but I've had programmers work for me since 2004. So I know a lot about programming. And also my business partner now is a programmer, and he's been my business partner since 2014. And he explains a lot of things as you go along. And I showed him the Safu Go contract. I said, I said, they've had it audited, but can you tell me why it went boss-eyed? And he said it was because it was going through V3, and he said the contract clearly says V2. And it's not Pancake's fault for not routing it. He said it's the people that set up their buy orders and have not looked at the contract and don't realise that it should go through V2. Because if it goes through V3, not saying it can't go through, it can go through, but it can take that much longer. And also when everybody's buying at the same time, it's you know, you've got that stress, and plus there's only 25,000 tokens there, so you can imagine that the router at you know, at Pancake Swap, now they sit on many servers, so the router, as we all know, is it takes a route of what it's got to do. So it's got to take what it thinks is the shortest route. And sometimes that's not the shortest route, it's the longest route, and it causes it to get rejected because you've then been front-ended by somebody else. You know, so I want to come out with, put my hand on my heart, and it's not my program. There's no way on this earth that there was any skullduggery done. Somebody was quick with a front-end bot and was quick to use a smart contract to execute that order. And if you want to go to the contract, I can show you that right on the last transaction. You can see it there. The liquidity come out, and then 40 minutes later, it took that person 40 minutes to update their contract to get that before the liquidity was before the actual first buy could go through. Now, Brian added the liquidity, and it took 40 minutes for the actual first transaction. I guess that Nacho had got the liquidity, was checking to make sure everything was all right, but you can see that the liquidity date time was there. These people that say it was 30 seconds or 12 seconds, it's just simply not true that that's what happened. You know, you can see it there on the blockchain. It doesn't lie. It tells you the actual times.
Well, let me ask you a question, Johnny. Let me ask you a question then. So example, like KuCoin, BogSwap, they all go through V3 then?
They go through V2.
So why didn't it show up? Why didn't BogSwap work?
Because BogSwap and we'll put it this way: if you look at us now, us four on this screen, I'm in the bottom left-hand corner. Okay, now we're all working together. So let's just say that I'm Pancake. Okay, and I've got to now you Pride are BogSwap and Chris is KuCoin, or the other way round. It doesn't matter. But now I've got to pass the message, you know, over to this side here, or where is it? That side. I can't see how it's that side. I've got to pass the message that side over to Oliver. Oliver's then got to pass it up to Chris, and Chris is then going to pass it over to Pride. So that's how, and that can take a pain in the bum because it's got to populate the world. Remember, you're populating a server on multiple servers with new data, when you go on the internet, you download data to your computer or your mobile device. You're not looking at the internet. You're always updating it. So you can look at a picture, you can download it, look at the picture, you can take off the internet, and that picture will still be on your computer, even though it might be sitting on, you think it's sitting on Google Chrome, and you've searched for Pride fishing, and you find him fishing, you click on it, opens the picture, you then switch off the internet, that picture's still going to be there. So when you put new data out, it's got to populate the world's servers. It's, you know, and that doesn't happen that quickly. And if everything is happening on Pancake so fast, the data's is being updated all the time, isn't it? It's being updated all the time. So it takes those other servers time to get a fresh copy, because they would be looking at old copies. And because the blockchain's involved and there's transactions, they've not only got to look at the old data, they've got to look at the exact data what's now on the blockchain, so that they can update themselves, so that you can make a transaction on another website. So when Brian launches it the next time round, you want to make sure that you're on Pancake Swap to do it, because that's where the liquidity is being added. Okay, you know, so hopefully that sort of makes sense. And if you remember as well that Brian did say, when the app goes live, give it about 20 minutes before you actually see it. Well, they switched it off before it got to that. But I know with myself, if I switch on a new server, it can take anything. You know, if I switch it on, if my server that I'm hosted on is in, say, Germany, well, by the time it gets to America, it could be 20 minutes. In some cases, I've known some servers have taken up to 24 hours to update. You know, and that's just a server that's not dealing with the blockchain. Remember, you're dealing with the blockchain. You've got to be up to date, because you're spending money. If you spend money through fiat currency, it goes onto the SWIFT network, and you'll have in your balance that it's pending, because the SWIFT haven't updated it. So, but you can't re-spend it twice. So SWIFT, if it does let you spend twice, it will do a chargeback itself and say, well, that transaction went through, that one failed. Well, once it's on the blockchain, you can't bring it back, can you? You can't say, well, that transaction passed and that one failed. So that's why it takes that little bit longer, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Wow. That's some really good information. I mean, anybody who's watching now for the next, relaunch, which I guess, because it's going to be like a little more fair of a launch, it's not going to be a stealth launch, but they're going to be a lot better equipped now to be able to better handle it. They're not going to be using Bogged, and they're not going to be using whatever other DEX. They're going to be on Pancake Swap, and they're going to have two windows open, and they're going to be using V2 and V3 if they remember those steps.
Yeah. It's well, they've only got to go back and watch Pride Speed. But
that's true,
the other thing is, there's no such thing as a stealth launch, because there's always people that know programming, and once you set something onto the blockchain, it's visible for somebody to see. And it's not. That's why the blockchain was invented, wasn't it? It's to make sure that you haven't got no middlemen, nobody controlling you. It's decentralized, so you can't do a stealth launch, because stealth means it can't be seen. Well, that's just total buffalo dust, because of course it can be seen. It's on the blockchain, So if you're up to date with it, you can get front end bots and things like that and get in there.
Yeah.
So there's no way to basically to prevent bots, right?
No. And you see, the problem is as well, this limiting orders, limiting sales. It just means that I can go and create more wallets, So it just means that I'll hold my bag across different wallets, and it doesn't matter, because those wallets, let's put it this way, if the viewers are watching, if there's 100 people that all have an individual wallet, those 100 people can all try and buy. Out of those 100 people, some of them are going to get the low price, some of them are going to get a higher price. Now, if you're a bot, you could have 1 million wallets, and you can bypass Pancake and go through a smart contract. So you haven't got to use that time delay of clicking a button, waiting for the pop-up to come to approve it in MetaMask, then clicking it, then MetaMask then telling Pancake that we want to do the order. Pancake then checking the blockchain to make sure that all happens in in milliseconds. But if you walk through that voice, it takes that amount of time. Now, if I said to you, well, I pre-programmed my smart contract to pre-approve MetaMask, it doesn't have to ask MetaMask anymore. It's pre-approved Pancake Swap. It doesn't have to ask Pancake Swap anymore. All it needs to be able to do is to interact with one smart contract to another. Blank, instant. So, we don't think for a minute that we're going to launch this second time round and that everybody's going to go and get their fair share of escalate. They're not. Some people are still going to be pissed because they panic, they let human emotions going, and they refresh the screen when they said, I didn't mean to refresh the screen. They click the button and it doesn't work. They've got their slippage too low and they've got to adjust their slippage and blah, blah, blah. There's going to be people that get in first that are quick and feel confident and don't get flustered. And then there's other people that are going to be into semi-panic mode. And there's other people that are going to be in complete chaos panic mode. And it's a free open market. The only free way to do it would have been to have a pre-sale, and people paid their SAFU in, and as the SAFU went in, the programmer could have done what they call like a fictitious chart to show, well, you got in first, you was in the pre-sale, the price has just gone up, the price has just gone up, the price has just gone up. And then when everybody, they would have still got their stuff the way, but nobody would have got left out because you're in this pre-sale and you're not at the mercy of the blockchain where you're getting slippage block you out. Because what most people I saw on Twitter were saying, what am I doing wrong? It keeps reverting. Well, that's just down to slippage. That's just down to somebody front-ending you that's happened to get in that much quicker than you and have got a slightly higher slippage. Now, the problem is if you set your slippage too high, you can end up being front-ended by lots of people, so there's no golden sweet spot for a slippage. You just have to see what your tolerance is and you go in at that, So, what I did was I set my slippage at 15. I set my thing at instant. I put my gas up as high as it could go to do that. And I also set up limit orders with the contract address. I set up limit orders to do buyback-ins when the price dropped. But unfortunately, it never dropped because people couldn't sell. Because my strategy was to buy some, let it pump up, let it drop, then sell, take some profit out, then buy the dips again. So so in my case, I could have had 15 grand. I could have had 15 grand. Go on. You did
like a manual bot.
Yes, I did a what you call it, a limit order on Pancake.
Yeah, that's like a manual bot. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so what I was going to do was I bought, and then I watched the price go up to, it was 17 grand actually. It wasn't 16. If you look through, it went up to 17 grand. When it went back down to 16, I then tried to sell half my bag. So I would have taken out 15 grand. Mm-hmm. So then I was hoping that other people would have done the same and the price would have gone back down to say 10 grand. I would have put 5 grand in my pocket and bought the dip in at 10 grand to go back up again. That's what my play was, but I'd set my limit orders in for that, So, same as when it goes live this time, we're going to have our contract address. You could set limit orders for the buys. So you could say, well, I'm going to take half my bag or 3/4 of my bag and I'm going to try and buy. But I'm also going to set a limit order up to buy when it reaches $100. Or I'm going to set another, and then I would cost average in and say, I'll buy another order when it reaches $1,000. And I could set those limit orders up if I've got the contract address pre. Yes, everybody wants it cheap, but when you want it cheap, you miss out. But if you set up limit orders, you can get in at 1,000, you can get in at 5,000 or 2,000, 3,000. You can set those limit orders up. Obviously,
you're dropping gems.
You've got the SAFUs in your bag to do it. But then when you set up a limit order, it's a smart contract talking to a smart contract.
Exactly.
You're not, you see. So
everybody's
got their own strategies to do.
Yeah.
But I personally prefer the second way that's going to happen, that we're going to get the contact address. And, you know, people say, oh, I saw people in Discord saying, where's the contract address so I can add it to my wallet? It's irrelevant whether it's added to your wallet. You don't need it added to your wallet until you bought the coins. Then you can go and add it to your wallet, because your coins are on the blockchain. You know, you don't have to buy something just before. You
don't need the contract. You don't need to add it to buy it.
You don't need to put them into your wallet. You know, they're there on the blockchain. All your wallet does is, your coins are never in your wallet. Your coins are always on the blockchain. Your wallet only looks at the blockchain, and your private keys give you permission to move them on the blockchain to another person that's also on the blockchain. You're not sending them to one wallet to another. You know, that's just a visual for a human to see. That's all that is. It's visual. Everything is on the blockchain.
Guys,
it's not like, sorry.
I'm saying, if you guys want to make passive income in the future, hit the link in the description, because Jonnyblockchain is going to make us rich. You heard it here first.
Well, you see, when we bring out Jonnyblockchain, I mean, we're working on our DEX. We're working on some other exchanges. We've already got most of our front end bots built. Okay, so that we can get into deals like that. We've also got our DeFi trackers. We've got contract sniffers, if you like, where it will go out and look at the contract. So if you find a new contract, so if you use your front end bot and it says, find me new contracts, say that was the search you look for, find me contracts that have been uploaded in the last 24 hours. Well, it would go and look at that, look on the blockchain, bring you back the contract addresses. Now, well, those contract addresses don't mean anything to you at the moment because it's got no liquidity. But before the liquidity is added, well, what you want to make sure is there's not a back door in there, that there's any malicious code that's going to ask permission from your Web3 wallet to interact with any other coin that you've got, other than the coin that you want it to interact with. Now, they may add, we don't know, let's say they add liquidity to BUSD, or they say BNB, or they say some other coin. You'll then get a notification to say that the liquidity's been added, and you can also check to see if the contract has been changed in any way. So we got a tool that we're working on that will, obviously it's risky. It's not a tool that you want to use with your rent or your mortgage payments. It's what I say you would say if you've got $50, you've got $100 that you say, I've only got $100 worth of crypto, then use $5 worth. If you've got $1,000, maybe use $50. If you've got 10,000, maybe use $500. That's the type of thing. But you see, those types of plays can bring you back massive money. You don't have to buy, if you'd have bought into that Pepe coin,
you'd be rich.
Yeah, $25, on that using this tool, you'd be a millionaire, wouldn't you? So you don't have to risk a lot. I mean, there's what I do is I look at coins on Pink Swap when it comes out, Pink Sale, when they come out. Now, the problem is with these coins, you can't tell what they're going to do. You can only look at what you think's going to happen. Now, if you do that on a regular basis, and you've got, say, there's 10 coins, and they've been whittled down for you. You haven't had to whittle them down. Jonnyblockchain's whittled them down for you, and you say, well, okay, I'm going to do $10, $10, $10, $10. It's a bit like going to the horse races and putting a $10 on each one. Yeah, but
hoping for the long shot.
Yes, so yes, you might, obviously, depending on the odds on the horses, you're likely you can't win because the odds ain't high enough. Right. But if the odds were high enough, well, then you can win. And that's what happens in crypto. The odds can be in the thousands, can't they? They just can be in the thousands. So that's why, a tool that Jonnyblockchain is working on will be will give you that edge. Will give you that cutting edge.
All right, guys, we got 10 minutes. Jonnyblockchain is dropping gems. Jonnyblockchain is dropping gems, guys. Hit the link in the description of income. We're going to set up the Jonnyblockchains. They're coming out soon, so be prepared. Be ready.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're all ready for Europe now for a centralized exchange. If you're in Europe, you know, the UK, Germany, France, Spain, Italy, blah blah blah, all them types of places, you can join us because you could use the trading bot with Binance.com. And then on Tuesday, on the Greek show, I'm going to be. So I don't know if anybody else can join on the Greek show, but on the Greek show, I'm going to be giving some new updates of where we are and what's going to mean for the rest of the world. So we've got to wait till this weekend's passed, and Tuesday's the earliest time I can get on somewhere. So that's we're going to do on the Greek show. So hopefully some people can come and join us on the Greek show, and we can have some fun.
Cool. I know Chris Cruz.
How long we've been?
So you got any
final words, Chris? Where's our guy who does the wine? What's
Melafella Crypto?
You know, he does his live on Tuesday night. I don't know if I know you're going to do it with Greek or whatever, but if it,
I'd like to, because I've got some very interesting blockchain stuff about wine that I want to share with you.
Oh my goodness! I know that Melafella would love to have you on. He does it Tuesday night at 9.
I tell him I gave him your contact info.
Yeah. So, I think the I get set up with because I was going to go on his show, but then I think something happened. You know, I think I was going to be, because I watched the other night, Chris, when you was on, and the other guy that was talking. Absolutely, because I love wine. Absolutely fantastic show. You know, so undervalued, that show. If you're a wine lover, you want to watch that show because it was absolutely fantastic. And I've got some blockchain wine gems that I want to bring out on that show, all about
Mela
wine.
Is Tuesday night and Greek is Thursday night.
Yeah, Mela. Yeah, so that was a fantastic show. I really enjoyed it, and I was amazed that there wasn't more viewers, because if he could reach out and I could show him actually how to get some more wine viewers, you know. So certainly here in Europe, because you know that telling us how all about the wines, and you know all the myths that I've heard to unleave the bottle and don't drink it for a few days because it breathes better, and what a load of old buffalo dust that I've been believing in the past, when you get a wine expert that tells you all about it. So if you love wine, guys, get on that show. It's definitely worth watching.
Yes.
I've learned a ton, and I know nothing about wine.
Yes, exactly. I only know how to drink it.
Yeah, I'm good at drinking it, but I don't think nobody cares that I can drink it. They don't want to know more about it. I don't even know what I'm drinking.
All right, guys. I'm going to wrap it up.
30 seconds, I'll have pride if you don't mind. So I put out a video and I put in there, Safu rug pull, was it a scam? And Daniel Prado jumped over that and asked me to change the title, and was screaming and shouting his head off. I'm not going to change the title, because when I sat through Discord, I saw so many people calling it a scam. And I thought, well, I want to get out to those scammers to let them really see what this means for us all. You've got a crack at the whip a second time. There was a mistake made, you know, and it just shows you, you know, when Pulse Chain launched, there was a mistake made. It gets rectified and you move on and you make money. That's how it is. There's an old saying, show me a man who hasn't made a mistake and I'll show you a man that hasn't made a single thing in his life. You know, so don't give Brian a hard time because they've made a mistake. Brian's held his hands up. He's the man at the top, and he's taken the
responsibility.
Exactly.
He took it on the chin, just like you said.
Oh, yes.
All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you, John, you came through late, but you came through with some gems. I appreciate it, guys. Okay. Thank you, Chris, as always, for showing up and supporting me, brother. Appreciate you.
Always a pleasure to be around you guys. I appreciate it. It's blessed to be here. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, I'm going to end it. All right.